Back to the book. It was impossible to understand why the Germans were not using their armor to support this infiltration by their infantry. If they had done so, all resistance would have collapsed long ago, and the tanks would have been on the lawns. The crushing news that the brigadier had been badly wounded came through on the telephone just before the line went dead once again. The Boche were now among the houses and gardens which the glider pilots had been holding, and Gray had reported that he was being shot at from two sides at the same time. The quartermaster had also sent word that the enemy were behind him, and that he had long ago lost all contact with the recce on his left. They are just in a wretched state, and he goes to meet with the colonel in one of the buildings. The colonel seemed to be trying to break something to us gently, and then it came out. It was hard to believe, harder still to understand. The division was to be withdrawn over the Rhine that night. It was all over. It had only been possible to ferry about 250 men of the Dorsets over the river before dawn, a profitless addition to the perimeter garrison. The Second Army had overreached itself in trying to get to us, and although the troops were pouring northward, they lacked the strength to cross the river and continued the advance into Germany. Already the Boche were hammering from the flanks at their narrow lines of communication. So the operation had failed. Everything had been in vain. It was all a waste. Listening to the outline of what had to be done that night, it was hard to concentrate on the details. The first emotion was grief, and then utter disappointment. The battalion had been destroyed to no purpose.